Hi everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. I am talking to you from afar. We are in a different location. We're in our house. We're in the bedroom. But Larry needs a comfortable spot to sit. Not on the floor in the living room where we usually sit. So if it looks different, that's why. We're in our guest bedroom.
This is where it all started, right here.
Oh my gosh, this is where I filmed my first video. That's so funny. So today we're here to kind of go over the results of Larry's procedure. If you don't know, Larry had a procedure to extract sperm. It's called a Mesa procedure where they physically go in and extract. So we have those results, but it's very, very confusing. So we had a delay getting those results. It is Wednesday as I'm filming this, Wednesday afternoon, and you guys are going to be seeing it tomorrow. I still don't have the exact, but what I can tell you is they froze 3 files, which you already knew. But what you didn't know is that they were able to find at least 1 moving sperm. If they find 1 moving sperm, then they freeze them. There's been a lot of back and forth, so that's all I have for you right now. She's supposed to call me back tomorrow, my nurse, and give me more information further than that, because
keep swimming.
Yeah, but the moral of the story is it looked good. If it wasn't good, they wouldn't freeze it. So, and it only takes 1. So now let's get into your questions, because I know a lot of you guys have a lot of questions regarding everything. So I asked over on Instagram, and you guys have left us
That's a lot
questions.
of a lot.
That's a lot of a lot. First, this was probably the most popular question asked, which is, why didn't you start with this procedure first before doing the IUI? Great question. Knowing what we know now, this is the route that we would take. However, at the time, and you don't know until you try.
And this is a learning process for us.
It is. If you've never experienced something like this, you don't know until you go through it. But that's why we're filming these videos too, so that people who are going through it hopefully have guidance and know what to do, because we're just kind of stumbling around, falling in the water, getting back up, falling down, getting back up. But the reason that we didn't do this in the first place is the IUI procedure using donor sperm was much more affordable. That's the honest answer.
And if we knew now what we didn't know then, we probably wouldn't have gone that route. And
Correct.
Tried to go right to this route.
Correct.
But the thing that got us was the percentage, the number of success rates. We've heard from so many people that, hey, my first one didn't work, second one didn't work, third one didn't work, my 8th one worked, my 12th one worked, I'm on my 18th one. Keep trying. Don't give up.
True. We really did think that was the other part of the decision, is the reason we chose the more affordable route is because maybe my kind of naiveness, and Larry was super sweet and supportive. But again, I don't want to call us naive, but you don't know.
We didn't know.
We literally, I literally thought it would work. I thought the IUIs would work, and that was the way to not spend a lot more money. But here we are. This is where we're at, and we're very thankful that this is the route that has been provided or taken us down that road. But yeah, that is why. Short answer, the financial reasons.
And the percentage.
Percentage what? What do you mean?
We thought that we'd have a higher percentage doing the IUI, and that wasn't quite the case.
Oh, yeah. You mean we didn't really know what the percentage was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of I wish we would have known the percentage first. In case you're thinking about IUI or IVF, and even if somebody told me IUI or IVF, because of the price range, I would still try for IUI. And IUIs sometimes do work for people, so don't give up on that.
Yeah, it works a lot.
But knowing what I know now, I think that we wouldn't have maybe, I don't want to say wasted the money on the IUI process and buying the donor sperm, because we did 3 rounds.
Yeah, we didn't waste it. We spent it, but I don't think it was wasted.
Right.
It was just an expensive learning process.
An expensive learning process. That's a good way to put it. I just think that maybe I would, and I used to read the comments all the time, and I didn't quite understand when we were first having our first IUI, is there were people in the comments that would say, just do IVF. And at the time I'm like, just do IVF, but IVF's like 20 grand, and more.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a just for us, and I'm sure it's not for a lot of people, but we're here now, and it's quite the, I don't mean to sound, I'm just being brutally honest. We're both here to be kind of brutally honest with how it actually goes. I'm not crying, not whining, Not asking for anything. Please don't. We're just kind of telling just in case you're wondering and just in case this is your journey that you're embarking down. I don't know where I'm going. I'm rambling. This is the longest answer to this question. But
well,
here we are.
Thank you to everyone who commented on the last video
and
sent their prayers my way and their best wishes. I've seen all of them, and it means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I even had messages on Instagram too asking how you were doing, and thank you so much, guys. I can't even put into words how thankful we are for you guys. So thank you for everything. Any fears going into the procedure? Proud of your family. Much love from Canada.
Thank you.
Love to you in Canada as well.
Yes, no fears for me going into the procedure.
None?
No.
None?
No.
Really? For real?
I was in good hands.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, and I have you to take care of me.
Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
I hope I've done a good job.
We've done an excellent job.
My concerns was Larry's, obviously, ouch, like his recovery time, like how he would be, and you know, what if he goes through this uncomfortable procedure and then there's nothing there? That was also a risk. But
that's something that we were learning. It's all the learning process.
Yeah.
If we try this and it doesn't work, then we have to come up with a plan J.
Oh my gosh, no more plans. I can't take it. No more. I hope this route works, which, it's just so much. Okay, this is another really, really popular question. Are you doing IUI or IVF? I have no intentions on doing IUI. Do you?
No.
We are kind of straying away from that, and that's part of why Larry and I decided to do the extraction, because we thought, well, if we're gonna spend the IVF route, we might as well. I hope we're in focus. I'm so far away, I cannot tell if we're in focus. We thought, let's do it. Let's have a baby together. Not that if we use sperm or you adopt, it's not your baby together. It's 100% your baby together. But a biological child between Larry and I. We just kind of tapped that on. However, IVF is not 100% confirmed for us. There's roads that we have to go down, people that we have to meet with before that is confirmed. But that is the route that we are trying to go towards.
We want to do it sooner than later. But there's things that might delay us to a little bit later.
Yeah,
but not like way far down the road.
There's another question about when's the earliest that we can do it. So we'll get to that in this video. Are you more excited having a biological child, or does it change how you feel at all? I would say it's exciting, but I don't think it changed.
No.
I'm excited. Like, I just feel so happy and so excited that this is what has been presented for us. But it doesn't change how we feel. Well, I can only speak for myself, but it doesn't change how I feel about that child, because I understand adoption. My father was adopted. You guys know that. And I understand that that child is, you know, that parent's, no matter what, a child who is longed for is loved, period. And that's how I feel. Just like Larry had brought up, when you adopt a cat, that cat is your fur baby. You know, you didn't give birth to that cat, but that is your baby. You know what I mean? So I'm excited and I'm very thankful that Larry and I are attempting to have a biological child between us, but it doesn't change the overall feelings towards having a baby, because no matter what, I know that the two of us would have loved the baby and will love the baby no matter what, period.
Yep.
How about you?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward 100% to teaching and doing all the things that a father should do to nourish and help a little one learn and progress through life with as little struggles as possible. And
you're gonna be the freaking cutest. Oh my gosh. You are, though. You're gonna be the best. Best.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I got some white stuff on my phone. Larry, how are you doing?
A little bit of a setback today.
Yes. Hold on. How many days post has it been? Post surgery?
Today's Wednesday.
Yeah, so you had your procedure Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 5 days.
So they're looking at like 2 weeks of being
2 weeks recovery.
Again. But yeah, they're looking at about 2 weeks for full recovery. And I think I might have overdone something and ripped some stitches out today.
I did take a look. you can definitely see internal, like, tissue where it's raw. It's been opened. So,
but it's not open real far. I mean, when she was talking, it wasn't echoing. You know, like it was getting in there.
Yeah, I couldn't see deep in, but Larry has, and I don't know what you could have done, but we did do small walking. We are allowed to walk. Our doctor insured us, like, after 3 days, which was the weekend, Larry was, like, bedridden, couch-ridden. That's all I would let him do. And we went on a very small, casual walk, which you guys saw over on Instagram, because I'm keeping you updated on how he's doing over there as much as possible. And we walked very turtle speed just to get kind of Larry used to walking around.
Like maybe a half a mile.
But I don't think it was even that. But no walking tonight. I would say his day 1 was his worst day. He was okay when you woke up out of surgery on a level. I asked a couple of times from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest pain, 1 being the lowest. What was your pain level? And you told me what?
What did I say, 3?
You said 3 several times. However, the first night, he had a very, very rough night.
Couldn't fall asleep. Wasn't tired. Had some pain. Just couldn't get comfortable.
The other thing is Larry was given pain medicine and his antibiotics. He finished the antibiotics, but Larry chose not to take that pain medication.
Yeah, I don't like that pain medication.
So Larry chose for personal reasons not to take them. Yeah. So he had a rough night the first night, and then we did the frozen peas on and off.
Those work good.
Were you very happy you had those peas?
Yeah, frozen peas are good. Highly recommend the frozen peas.
Yeah. He used the frozen peas for the first weekend, and then he stopped asking for them. I stopped asking him because I asked him every hour if he wanted frozen peas, and he kept telling me no. So I'm like, okay, should I stop being annoying and asking you if you want frozen peas? Or are you done with the peas?
Well, they stayed colder a lot longer than what I thought they would.
Yeah, but I think you were pretty much done with the frozen peas on day 3 post-surgery.
Oh, yeah.
So now he's just kind of taking Tylenol and just taking it easy. Still no lifting. He's not allowed to lift anything. I had to yell at him at the grocery store today.
Don't lift the water.
Yeah, he tried to lift the water. I'm like, will you put it down?
Yeah, that 6-pack of water is...
It is something. Here's the thing. Larry's a sweet, sweet gentleman, so he wants to do and help, and I'm very thankful and I understand that, but he can't. He is not allowed to do it. So no. Which is, you have an open stitch now. So,
a couple.
What's your pain level today?
Yeah, 1.
A 1?
Yeah.
Okay, about how long until you both can start trying again? So if all goes well, the earliest, and I mean the earliest, for a round of IVF would be June, which is coming close. My next period is not due until the end of May. So they would put me on medications, blah, 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 and then the earliest would be June.
More likely
it will be July, because we're still in the process of getting financial things situated with applying for a loan. So we still have to wait a little bit until we get that answer. But once we get that answer, I'll be able to update you guys on when we're actually having it. But the plan is IVF. The plan is June. If not June, I have to let our fertility clinic know literally in 1 week from today if it will be June, if we have our answer. If not, it'll be July. Which means we'll have maybe an April baby. March or April. Spring baby. If all goes well. Okay. This question is, was it as bad as you thought?
Is that for me?
Yes. Or both of us.
No. Having had the vasectomy, it's a little bit more involved in that. And there's a much bigger incision. But no, I wasn't worried going into it, and I'm definitely not regretting now having it done. Well, so in another week from now, I'll be carrying groceries again.
Was the vasectomy worse than the extraction, or no?
No, but not too much. It's just a much smaller area affected with the vasectomy than what it was with the extraction.
Good. I think for me, I think that it was worse than I had anticipated. Because I was in my head, I don't know why, I was just assuming they'll go right into the sac or the scrotum with a needle and just withdraw. That was not the case. They cut about 1 inch long incision. They move things around. They go in. I don't know what they do. But
yeah, I missed all that part.
Yeah, but
thank you to Michael, the anesthesiologist.
Yeah,
He made sure I missed it.
I'm glad you missed it. I am so glad. Which another question asked was, did they give you a mild sedation or were you under anesthesia? He was under anesthesia, knocked out completely.
Yeah, and we talked about that with previous experiences that I've had where I've come out of anesthesia and been able to actually watch procedures that were being done. And he said, no, that's not going to happen. And he was right. I was talking, we were having conversation, I was counting how many people were in the operating room, big room, a lot of people, and I'm thinking, well, I'm not exactly sure when this is going to start working, but we're having a pretty good conversation, and then the next thing I know, I'm waking up and everything's over.
Yeah.
And that was kind of odd, because usually you kind of fall into it. No, I was
knocked out.
Yeah.
This next question is, why does this work and a vasectomy reversal doesn't? Vasectomy reversals do work, actually. However, Larry and I went to 2 different specialists, and because Larry had the vasectomy a long time ago, over 20-something years ago.
Almost 30 years ago.
Almost 30 years now. They said that it would be extremely low chance that it would work. So what they do with a vasectomy is they literally clip out a little piece of the tube where the sperm flows through. So that's gone. So it's not connected. So the sperm can't go anymore.
A little more involved than that, but that's the basic.
That's the basic blunt version. So what they would do to fix that is, I guess, reattach. But they said that most likely nothing would flow through that anymore because it had been almost 30 years. So the reason that this procedure works so much more is obviously because they're going in directly, right in, and taking it out. So, and then put into vials.
Also, they have statistics for guys that have reversals that had them a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. There's not a whole lot of people that had them 30 years ago that are trying to have a reversal. So there's very low statistics on, they may say, well, we've never had a successful one that's been 30 years or longer. There might only be a handful of guys in the world that have ever had a reversal after 30 years of the original.
Yeah.
So the numbers aren't good, but they're not high numbers. I'm sure the numbers for the guys a year, 5 years, 10 years are much more guys and much more.
Yes.
The numbers are higher.
That's what they said. They said anything under 10 years is a very, very good chance. But then again, check with your specialist to make sure ours, wasn't
structurally
good.
After 30 years, there's not a whole lot that they were thinking was going to help.
How long is the recovery process for this procedure? It is a full 2 weeks. And the first 3 days, they didn't want Larry doing anything. Are you going with a different clinic for Larry's procedure and procedures? How come? Okay, so I had a lot of questions about this on Instagram. You guys noticed when I was updating you guys on the stories that everything looked different. So the clinic that I'm going to, the fertility clinic that Larry and I go to, is not... Okay, hold on. I'm saying this wrong. Basically, the fertility clinic handles the fertility kind of aspect. They recommended this doctor who is a urologist for Larry and I. So it was a completely separate doctor, completely separate hospital, but the two are kind of like intertwined. They work together. So we went to that doctor in Clearwater, had the procedure done, totally different specialist, totally different doctor, facility, and everything. And then that's kind of how that happens.
Yeah. Your clinic is working with you and doing all the stuff you needed to do.
Yes. Oh, the main point. If Larry could ejaculate normally, it would have been done at the clinic. But because this is a procedure where they had to go through and extract, it's a completely different ballgame.
No pun intended.
Different surgeon, different procedure, different doctor. There, that's the better answer. Kind of just clicked, light bulb went off. Happens occasionally.
Ding, 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 ding.
Was he put to sleep? Yes. How long was the procedure, and was he out under anesthesia? Oh, a lot of you guys want to know about the anesthesia. Okay, so yes to the anesthesia again, and then the procedure, they said would take no longer than an hour. But in some cases, if they have issues, it can take longer than an hour.
Did they have issues?
They did not have issues. They called me right when you were in the procedure room, like when it was like, you were only in there for about 10 or 15 minutes in the operating room, and they had called me and said everything was going to plan, that they were starting. And then they came out and handed me the the container. And then we were on our way, and I was worried about you on the drive. And then they called me on the drive to let me know that you had finished. So I say it was about 45 minutes or so. And you were done. You were out of there.
Yeah, I know I went in there at 7:15, and I know we were home at noon. Other than that, yeah, I don't know.
With respect, I thought 2 doctors said slim chance. Also, isn't this really expensive? Just wondering, love you all. We love you too. The slim chance for the 2 opinions that we had was for the reversal, not for the procedure of the extraction. Much better chance. And then also, isn't this really expensive? It's more expensive than purchasing donor sperm, yes. Prices do vary. But I think actually the reversal was more expensive than the extraction. Which is interesting. Very interesting.
I think much more involved.
Yes. So that is the scoop on that. Do they freeze what they find, or will he have to have another surgery for the egg retrieval? So this is all really new and we're still learning. They do freeze what they find, which has already been done. And then I was just talking to my nurse today before I filmed this video so I could give you guys the most current, most up-to-date information. And I was freaking mind blown on how it works. So
yeah, this is all new information we just got literally half hour ago.
So what'll happen with IVF, say I go in and they, for just number's sake, they extract 10 eggs. 1 vial equals 1 IVF, possibly. They pour the contents onto a plate and look at it, and then they drop kind of like a sticky material,
described as
like
similar to honey.
Yeah. And what that does is slow the sperm down. And then they go in with a fancy pair of tweezers. Again, she put this in terms to me so that I would understand. This is not medical terminology. This is regular people terminology that don't know the correct medical terminology, which I do not. So, and you guys might not either. So they take the tweezers and then they inject it into the egg. They take the most mobile sperm. They take the ones that are most, grab one little spermie with a tweezer, and then they plop it in the egg. And then hopefully they fertilize and they become little baby embryos. And then what happens is they freeze the embryos. Now say, she said that for whatever reason you have 10 eggs, and they used that first vial and there were only 5 eggs that were fertilized. They will take that second vial and thaw it to fertilize all the eggs, as many as they can. And then what happens is they take the embryos and they freeze them until we're ready to go with our first round of IVF. Very scientific, very complex. It's absolutely incredible to me. It's just so incredible.
That was probably a 50-page step-by-step condensed into, we put like molasses or honey on it to slow it down. We catch it, we put it in there, and then we freeze it, and I love our nurse. She is just excellent. Great. She's great. Oh my God, she's so educational. She's helping us understand, like, it's just crazy. Science is amazing, and I'm just so happy that we have these opportunities and procedures nowadays, to help families create. It's just incredible. So, and a half a century of really hating winters in Ohio, I loathed it. The first 2 months of my child possibly becoming is he or she is spending it in a freezer. Somebody had said to me, that's so true, that especially the freezer, poor little babies, we'll have to name them Elsa or something like that for Frozen, or Olaf. But somebody had said, a little Olaf. It is absolutely mind-blowing that when we were driving the specimen, or I was driving the specimen when Larry was in recovery, that our little future babies were riding in the front seat of the car. And I was like, oh my God, I did not think of it like that, but that's so true. And we don't even have a car seat yet. Yeah, little babies were in there. I'm so sorry. I stressed quite a few of you out for talking to the camera instead of like running the babies in, the little spermies in. So I'm sorry, and I understand completely, but I just wanted to update you guys. And I was within my time frame. I'm sorry. She was told numerous times by people that know more than we do, don't rush, don't run red lights, don't speed, don't set any records, just get here safe, take your time, walk, don't run, take the elevator. The other question was a really good question. It was right on the YouTube video.
was, what if you got into a car accident while transporting and they spilled everywhere? Would they give you your money back? Absolutely not. This goes with that procedure, with me transporting it, with a company transporting it, with donor sperm. The minute you make that purchase with donor sperm, for example, I'm going to stop this camera because we might get cut off. Hold on, guys. The time. Oh. Okay, there we go. So the minute you purchase the specimen, you get a form sent to you and you have to sign off on a bunch of things. One of those things is they are not liable if anything happens to the sperm, period. If it dies on the way there, if it defrosts on the way there, either way, nobody is liable. That's your loss, which really sucks. But that's how it goes, you know. That's this journey. It's an expensive journey, and it's wow, you don't really know until you're living it, but but anyways, no, they will not refund you. So I think that's about all of the questions. Can you think of anything that you want to add or that we might have missed?
No, and the kind of the piggyback on that, say we had the whole procedure and all of what they took out of me last week was used and nothing worked. Under the plan that we opted for, then we would get a refund for that initial payment.
For IVF, not for the procedures.
No.
So the IVF, you have different, we should go through this in a different video when we know more. Hi, baby! But we have chosen an IVF plan that hopefully we'll get the loan for, that if for whatever reason the 6 cycles of IVF do not work, we would 100% get that money back. However, for the procedure that Larry had is something completely different. If they went in, took the sperm, didn't find anything, we still have to pay for that procedure. We don't get the money back for that. But the IVF, the plan that we have chosen, if it doesn't work after 6 times, like I just said, we would get refunded, which is nice. It's something to fall back onto.
And there's different tiers of plans that you can opt for, and some of them that if everything they do fails, then that's it.
Yeah.
But you still have to pay for everything that they did.
Yeah.
We have a little net under us to kind of help out.
Yeah. We'll go into more detail once we're approved, like, fully for IVF and it's actually a certain thing for us. We'll do another Q&A. We'll talk to you guys a little bit more on what's actually coming next and any questions that you have regarding that. But right now we're just kind of on the waiting hold and tiptoeing along. So that is everything for this video. I hope it was very insightful. I hope it was inspirational in some way. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and ask and we'll try and answer them as best as we can. Thank you for all of your love, your prayers. Thank you for wishing Larry and I very well, and thank you for everybody who has purchased a shirt as well. You guys are amazing. The Never Give Up shirts, and please remember, never give up, and please do apply that to your journey and whatever you guys are battling at home.
And remember, we came to a decision that we were going to stop what we were trying and try this next step. And again, a lot of people have said we're on our 10th try, we're on our 12th try. Keep trying. If that's if you're comfortable with that and you can do that, keep trying.
Exactly.
Because we've had a lot of people that say, yeah, it didn't work for us right away either, but now we have 3 kids, or we have 5 kids, or we have a little one that's on the way. So don't give up. I've
heard from many people that their IUIs didn't work and then they got pregnant on their first round of IVF, and then I've heard people have gone through multiple rounds of IVF, so it just depends. And then I've heard, you know, some people it's not successful and then they go the route of adoption. No matter what, your route is okay. You know, just...
Everybody's different.
As I said, a child who is longed for is loved, period. So, alright guys, we are going to end this here, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment down below. We'll see you guys again very soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.